Hi everybody, it's Cathryn. My project today is a box that measures 3.5 by 5 by 1, and inside are the Little Debbie Easter basket cakes. They come in a 2-pack, so I had to make a larger box for this. Okay, now I'm using the Painted Lavender Bundle stamp set and dies. For the sentiment, I'm using Perennial Postage, and I also use the Deckled Rectangle for this piece right here. Alrighty, so what we need for this project is a piece of crumb cake cardstock that is 10 by 8.5, some very vanilla for stamping. We need 2 pieces of the Perennial Lavender DSP that are 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, 2 pieces that are 4 3/4 by 3/4, and 2 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 3/4. And these are 2 different, the largest ones are 2 different DSP patterns. We also need this Deckled Rectangle. Of course, I use the Deckled Rectangle dies, and it measures almost 4 by 2 5/8. Okay, so that's all the things we need. Please put this host code in for any purchases under $150, not including your shipping and tax, and I will send you something. Okay, we're going to start on the 10-inch side, and you want to score at 1, 4.5, 5.5, and 9. Turn it to the 8.5-inch side and score at 3/4, 1 3/4, 6 3/4, and 7 3/4. Okay, now fold and burnish all of your score lines. Okay, now it is the same. You can put this either way when it's in the long way. Okay, so what we're going to do is this. Okay, so we're going to start down over here. Okay, you're going to go to the first score line and cut it to the second score line. Take off the rectangle and wedge the square. Go to the next 2 score lines, and cut it to the second score line. Take off the rectangle and wedge the square. Okay, now we're going to take these 4 pieces off. Turn it around. We're going to count to the second score line, cut it to the second score line, and take off these 4. Okay, go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the rectangle, and wedge the square. Go down to the last score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the rectangle, and wedge both sides of that square. Okay, now we need a corner rounder, and we're going to round these corners, and these corners. Alright, and that's what your cardstock should look like when you're done scoring and cutting. Now these 4 tabs I'm going to put Stampin Seal Plus on. I'm going to put one close to the score line and one at the bottom. Okay, and we're going to take the tab and make it straight with the side of the rectangle that's there when you fold it. Okay, just make sure the score line lines up. is your box. All right, now we need our DSP. We're only going to put one right now of these. We're going to put the purple looking one on the front first. On the top actually, but it's the same. Okay, and then we'll do the long sides and the short sides. All right, for now we're going to let that dry and we're going to do our stamping. So we need our Very Vanilla cardstock, and I'm using Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, and Lost Lagoon inks. So now on this one let me show you I stamped out 3 of these and then crossed them. I'm going to just use this one today. It's much easier. All the little stems are all placed nicely already, so we don't have to go through that. So I'm going to do that stamp today. So first let's go with the Gorgeous Grape, and we're going to do 1 of these in Gorgeous Grape and 2 in Highland Heather. I'm just going to wipe off my stamp. Okay, and I'm going to do 2 with Highland Heather. And I'm doing 1 with Lost Lagoon for the stamp, the stems. All right, now I'm going to cut these out. Okay, now I have the 1 Gorgeous Grape and the 2 Highland Heather, the stems, and then I cut this out of Lost Lagoon from the Painted Lavender dies also. All right, so I'm gonna need my mat, my silicone mat. Okay, so first I'm gonna lay down my stems. All right, I'm gonna take my 2 Highland Heather pieces. All right, I'm gonna put a dimensional over here and just a little bit of glue on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to just put this kind of like that. Now I have that mini dimensional, and I'm going to stick a little bit of glue there. And that's those 2. Okay, now I'm going to put the greens kind of in between those 2. So I'm just going to stick a little bit of glue. Oh, it's a kind of sticking to the glue that's already kind of back there. So I'm going to kind of place it just like this. All right. And then we're going to bring in the other Gorgeous Grape Lavender. Try to bend that down. And I'm just going to attach it to the bottom. Kind of sticking off this way here. Okay. Then I'm just going to snip off that bottom piece here. It's getting in the way. All right, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the top of the stems and put that right down on top. Just like that. Ooh. All right, and now we're going to just let that dry a minute. Okay, now we need our box here. I'm going to get a small hole punch to do my side grip. Okay, and what I want is some linen thread, and I'm going to start here. And I want 3 straight lines on the front. So I'm going to go straight here and then bring it around straight and then bring it around again and a 3rd straight one. Then we're just going to bring it around like this. Now if I left it longer here, we could probably tie it, but I'm just going to put some tape. Tape it over that. Okay. And then I'm going to clip off that end. Okay, so see how that is? And it's straight on the front. So now we're going to put our last piece of the 3 1/4 by 4 3/4 DSP over all that mess. If you can tie a pretty bow on the inside, you could do it over the DSP, but I struggled too much, so I'm just going to hide it. And if you wanted to stamp anything here, it's bumpy a little bit underneath, so you want to stamp it before. All right. And now we have our pretty ropes on the top. Okay, so then let's put dimensionals on the back of our lavender pieces. I'm just going to add, some minis to the top areas. Then I'm just going to put it so that the lavender pieces are right at the top and let the stems and the extra piece of greenery there stick off the top. All right, and then we just need dimensionals on the back. And we're gonna just center the smaller rectangle right in the middle. Okay, now we need our ribbon, which is Lost Lagoon bordered ribbon, and I'm going to tie a small bow. Okay, I'm just going to clip them. This one a little more. All right. And then on the back, I'm going to put some glue and a glue dot. And we're going to put that right over where they join. Okay, now we're going to stamp our sentiment in Gorgeous Grape, and it's from Perennial Postage. It is You're Simply Marvelous. Okay, and I'm just going to fussy cut that out. All right, and then I'm going to put some mini dimensionals on the back of the sentiment on either side. And then just a tiny bit of glue in the middle. Then I'm going to put it right over the stems. Okay, for the final touch, I'm going to be adding some purple fine shimmer gems. And I'm going to take, I think maybe, for this one, I use the lightest ones. I'm going to use these right here. I think this is Highland Heather, this is Gorgeous Grape, and then this one is Berry Burst. So we're going to use the Gorgeous Grape ones this time. I'm going to put a large one right here, and then 2 small ones. One up here, and one over here. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. All of my info is below, including all the links to my blog, my shop, and to my Facebook group if you'd like to join that. All right, have a great day. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and I will see you next time. Bye.